Call the deuce, call the ace, and you'll go home with a smile on your face on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you here at home. Thank you. Welcome to Card Shark. That's very kind of you. We appreciate it. And we appreciate that poem, a pretty good one, sent in by Gene Shellhart of Ridgecrest, California. Thank you, Gene, for sending that in. We're about to start the second game in our best 2 out of 3 match, so let's open the board and get to the cards. Janice and Ann, if you will, start loading in the cards, please, while we meet today's Card Sharks. Carol Phillips, our champion. Hi, Carol.
Hello, Jim.
Good to see you again.
Great to see you.
You're doing very well in the game. You have won you won $2,000 in round figures now, right?
Yay.
Now, you said you were going to Germany.
Yes.
Got any other use for the money?
Well, I plan on paying off the accident I got in my boyfriend's car.
You wrecked your boyfriend's car?
I didn't wreck it. The other guy did.
Oh, of course.
But it was parked, and it turns out to be my fault.
Oh.
Opening the door.
The other car was parked, but it was his fault. I understand,
No,
Carol.
mine
No, I'm teasing. Good to have you back. And the challenger, Elaine Stansfield. Hi, Elaine. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, too.
You are from where, Elaine?
I live right here in West L.A.
That's terrific.
Uh-huh.
And you are an author?
Uh-huh.
Good to have you back
Not
here with us.
published yet.
Good.
But I'm also an animal lover.
A whom?
An animal nut.
Oh, really? What kind of animals do you
yes.
love?
Oh, all of them.
Oh,
All of them,
good.
Yes.
I'm glad you added that, Elaine. My day would have been in terrible shape without that. Good to have you here. Good luck to both of you. Each player has a deck of 52 playing cards, shuffled and cut. Before we go in the air, the upper cards, the red cards, to be played by the champion, Carol. The lower cards, the blue cards, to be played by the challenger, Elaine. Before we can begin calling high-low with the cards, you must win a high-low toss-up question. We play the best 2 out of 3, and as we left off, Carol has the first game in the match, so Elaine, you need this game. And we'll start with a question to Carol as we left off. We asked 100 men, would you be willing to give up a year of your life for an evening with one of Charlie's Angels? How many men said they would be willing to give up 1 year of their life?
Oh, boy. I would think a lot of men would wish they would. I'll have to say that 40 men would say they would.
40 men would give up a year for an evening with one of Charlie's Angels, Elaine. Higher or lower?
I think it depends on which age they are, but a year, yeah, I think it's higher.
Even higher than for a year? Ooh, well, I'll find out as you will. I'll be surprised if it was higher. Let's find out. The actual number of men who would give up a year of their life for an evening with one of Charlie's Angels is 18. Yeah, it's not higher. It's lower, Carol. I didn't think too many men would go for that bargain. We'll take a look at your base card, Carol. You start with a 6. Now, you won the question. You have the right to change it if you'd like.
I'd like to change that, please.
Next card off the top of your deck. You must play this. Oh, a 2. Great change.
Card. Great card. We'll go higher.
Higher than a 2? Yes, it's a 9. Remember, you can freeze at any time.
I'll freeze, Jim.
Freeze right there. Move the freeze bar over. Can't take those cards away from you. Of course, you didn't make a mistake, so you've kept Elaine away from her cards. Elaine, the question to you. We polled 100 women executives across the country. Now, these women are all vice presidents of corporations. We asked them, if you could receive your present salary for being a housewife, would you quit your job? How many women executives said they would quit their job?
I think it would be very tempting, and I think probably a majority would say so. 51.
51.
Mm-hmm.
Fair majority, you think, would quit their jobs. Carol?
Wow. I think women are pretty liberated nowadays, and a lot of them wouldn't know what to do with their time if they quit. I'll have to say it'll be a little bit lower.
You say lower.
Yeah.
Got a lot of agreement with the audience on that. They've worked their way up. We'll find out. The actual number of women executives who would quit their job to become a housewife for the same money is 35. It's lower indeed. Carol. Now you have the right to change that 9 if you'd like, Carol.
Let's change it.
Made a good change before. Oh, well, a little better. A little better card.
It's a little bit better. We'll go lower.
Lower than a 10. Oh, no, it's another 10. That's not lower, so you lose that card, and you give Elaine a chance to play. An 8. Elaine, I think last time you were looking at an 8. Now, you didn't win the question, so again, you can't change it.
I'm jinxed by 8. Yes. Lower this time.
Lower than an 8? Oh, no, it's higher. It's an 8. Could not take advantage of it. Janice will fill in the spaces. Next question to you, Carol. We asked 100 married men. Now, be honest. Do you know the color of your wife's eyes? How many married men admitted they did not know the color of their wife's eyes?
Oh, that definitely has to be low. They do know the color of their wife's eyes.
Why do you say that?
Because if they don't stare at them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they better know the color of their wife's eyes. I'll say that 5 men said they did not.
5 men did not know the color of their wife's eyes, Elaine. Yeah, you're looking at Carol. She was pretty emphatic. What do you think?
I think it's very hard for some men to know the exact color of eyes. So maybe it's a little bit higher.
Say higher. The actual number of married men who admitted they didn't know the color of their wife's eyes and probably got a black eye from themselves when the wife found out is 10. It's higher, Elaine. Now, Elaine, you have the right to change that 8 now.
Now I'll change the 8.
And you'll change it to a 3.
That's very good. Higher, please.
Higher than a 3? Yes, it's a 10.
Freeze it.
You'll freeze it. Okay, each player needs 3 cards, and it is sudden death. Someone has to win on this play of the cards. Someone's going to have a long way to go with 3 cards. Elaine, we asked 100 people. If you suddenly found out that you were adopted, would you want to find your natural parents? How many people said they would want to find their natural parents?
I think a lot of people would be intensely curious, even if they didn't want to have a familiar relationship with him afterwards. I think maybe he's 60.
60 would want to find their natural parents, Carol.
I agree with her completely, and I would think it would be a little bit higher than that.
The actual number of people, if they found out they were adopted, would want to find their natural parents is 72. It's higher, Carol. All right, Carol, it's sudden death. You've got control. You need 3 cards to win. Elaine needs 3 cards to win. Do you want to play it or pass it?
I'll have to pass it to Elaine.
Yes, I thought you would.
Elaine, you've got a 10. You can't change it. You must turn over all 3 cards to win the game.
Oh,
One mistake and Carol wins it.
Okay, let me try lower.
Lower than a 10. No, right away it's higher. Carol wins the game. 2 in a row in the championship. Congratulations, Carol. Elaine, she put you on the spot. Thank you for joining us, Elaine. Carol, come on down here. Congratulations. Let's see, good. You'd be excited because you're going to make a lot of money, I know, with the money cards coming up right after we take time out for this. Now you just won $200 in the game. That's yours to keep. Now we've got a brand new deck of cards for you, and we're going to give you new money. This time you're going to bet that money. Starting on the bottom line, we'll give you $200 and those 3 cards. Bet them as you will. When you move up to the second level, we add another $200 of betting money, 3 more cards. Your minimum bets are $50 until you get to the top card, that big bet, and there you must bet at least half the money. There's a lot of money up there, Carol. Let's see you take it. Here's $200. As in the game, you have a choice of 2 base cards, and your first one is a king. Great start.
Great card. Okay, we'll bet the whole 200 that it's lower.
Everything. $200. Lower than a king? Yes, you're up to $400 with a 7.
Okay, Jim, I don't like 7s. I'm only going to bet $100 that it's higher.
$100.
Yeah.
Higher than a 7? No, it's a 3. Not too bad a trade, though. You've got a much better card. You've got $300 and a 3, Carol.
I'll bet the whole 300 that the next card is higher.
$300. Higher than a 3? No! Carol, this happened to you the last time. You had a great card here at the bottom line, but you are still in it because that good card, the 2, is going to be moved up here where we give you the other $200 of betting money. You built it up before, you can do it again. $200, what do you do
The whole
here?
200 that it is higher.
$200. Higher than a 2? Yeah, it's a 5. All right, back up to $400.
Okay, I'll bet $300 that the next card is higher.
$300. Higher than a 5. It is. It's a 9. $700 with a 9, Carol.
I don't like nines at all. I'll have to bet $50 that the next card is lower.
Let's see if we can buy a better card.
Let's
$50. Lower than a 9? No to 10. It'll only cost you $50 for a little bit better card. As we move the 10 up here, you must bet $325, Carol. You can bet more. You have $650 and a 10.
I'll bet the $325 that the next card is lower.
$325. Lower than a 10. No! Oh, Carol, those cards didn't like you. But you finished up with $325, which is better than the kick in the head. Come on down here, Carol. But you keep inching up. You are now up to $2,425. And we'll meet a new challenger right after this.
I said after all of this, I'm bound to win another game and get up there and win the 28.
That's good. It's a way to feel. You have good confidence, and it helps you in the game. You really do have confidence. That's good. About time for you to defend the title now. Janice is dealing out the cards. 2 brand new decks of cards. We'll meet a new challenger on Card Sharks. Will Myers. Hi, Will. Good to have you here.
Hi, Jim.
Big fella.
Hi, Carol.
What do you do for a living, Will?
I'm in the Navy, surprisingly. Lieutenant Commander in the Navy. Presently teaching naval science at UCLA.
Good. So you obviously know your business very well. Good to have you here, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You enjoy it? You enjoy the teaching aspect of it, or would you rather be at sea?
I think I'd rather teach for a while.
Yeah?
Enjoy the sea life, too.
It's, staying home is kind of good, too.
It has its place.
Good. Nice to have you here with us, Will. Good luck. You'll play the lower cards, the blue cards. Carol, the champion, plays the upper cards, the red cards. We always start with a question for the champion. Carol, we ask 100 married women. If your husband signed you up to work in the kissing booth at a charity carnival, would you do it? How many married women said they would work the kissing booth?
Wow. If their husband signed them up, and the way women are nowadays, quite a few just might do it. I'll have to say that, I'll say 55 would.
55.
Yeah.
You think if the husband didn't sign them up, they wouldn't?
They might think more about it because they'd be worried about what he would think.
Oh, I see. All right. She says 55. Will, higher or lower?
Women being very affectionate creatures would love the opportunity.
Oh,
it's much higher than that. Much higher than that.
You say higher. The actual number of married women who said they would take a shift at a kissing booth at a charity carnival is 49, not higher, Carol. Well, they weren't quite as affectionate, Will. That must have happened when you were out to sea one time there. Carol, you're looking at a 2.
Great card. I love those. We'll go higher.
Higher than a 2? Yes, it's a 10.
I don't care for 10s, Jim. We'll have to freeze.
Freezing it right there. We move the freeze bar over, and Will, this question to you. We asked 100 people. The last time you had your car repaired, do you think you were overcharged? How many people said, yes, they were overcharged?
Well, I believe that's a common malady of the American people, and it's going to be about 89 people.
89 people said they think they were overcharged, Carol.
I would still have to say that it'll be a little bit lower than that. There's some honest mechanics around.
There are.
There sure are.
Yes. Okay, if you say so, Carol. The actual number of people who think they were overcharged the last time they had their car repaired is 56. It's lower, Carol. You were a better judge of human nature than I was, Carol. We're looking at a 10. Do you want it?
No, we'll change it.
And it becomes a 3. A good change.
Great card. Higher.
Higher than a 3? Yes, it's a 9.
I'll have to freeze on the 9.
And again, she just inches along one card at a time. Carol, we asked 100 third-grade children in Billings, Montana. Has the tooth fairy ever left you money for a tooth you put under your pillow? How many third graders said the tooth fairy had left them money?
Oh, third graders, I would say that it would have to be 85. Everybody gets money from the tooth fairy.
85. Well,
There are a few third graders that haven't lost their baby teeth yet, so I'm going to say it's lower than that.
That might be a good point. The actual number of third graders who said the tooth fairy left them money for a tooth they put under their pillow is 92. It's higher. Wow. Carol. What do you want to do with a 9, Carol?
Change it.
And we change it to A 4, and again, it's a good change.
Much better card will go higher.
Higher than a 4. And this time, it's a higher card, a jack.
We'll continue and go lower.
Trying for the win, lower than a jack. And she does it for the 6. Game number 1 in the champion. Will, you're having problems getting a handle on those questions.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe he'll do better the next time. We'll be having that next game right after we take time out for this. On to the champion. Challenger needs this one. Janice will deal out the cards with the same 2 decks of cards. And, Will, the question goes to you. We asked 100 people. Here's a question for a man in the service. We asked 100 people, should America trust the Russians? How many said yes?
Americans are very trusting people, and I would say that probably 15 would say that they would trust in Russia.
I like that. They're trusting, so all of 15. Carol, higher or lower?
They're trusting, so we'll go higher.
Is it higher than that?
Yes.
I thought Will was being very diplomatic about that. The actual number of people who said America should trust the Russians is 18. It is a little higher. Carol. Wow. Carol, your base card for this game, a 7. Do you want it?
No, let's change it.
It becomes a jack. Better card.
Much better card will go lower.
Lower than a jack. No, it's a king. Break for Will. He gets to play a biggie.
All right, let's play it. Lower.
Lower than an 8. Very much lower than a 3.
Higher.
Higher than a 3. Another 8.
And it's lower.
Lower than an 8. A jack.
And it's higher.
Higher than a jack. Lower. Okay. Lower than a jack to tie up the match.
He did it.
Just like that. Wow. Great comeback. You got a little carried away there with higher than the jack. We'll set up with just 3 cards up there with the tiebreaker. Each player with 1 game. This decides who plays the money cards. Carol, our man on the street, stopped 100 women coming out of a supermarket in Burbank, California, and asked them, before you buy eggs, do you usually open the carton to check for cracks? How many women said yes?
I always do. I would say that it would have to be 85 people.
85, Will.
Though I also open the cartons of eggs and check them, I have noticed that many people do not. The answer is lower.
You say lower. The actual number of women who said they usually open the carton to make sure the eggs are not cracked is 90. It's not lower, Carol. And that base card in the tiebreaker, Carol, is a 10. Do you want it?
No, let's change that.
And it
So
becomes
much better card.
a king. Great change.
Yes, lower.
Lower than a king. It is a 7. What do you want to do?
Oh, I've just got a feeling higher.
She's going to go for it. For the win. Higher than a 7? No. And she loses both of them, and Will gets to play a big 8.
Lower.
Lower than an 8. It is a 7.
I'm going to play higher.
He's going to go for it for the win. Higher than a 7. Another 7. It's not higher. Neither player could take advantage of it. We'll fill in the spaces. Question to you, Will. Next question goes to Will. Are we going to get to the question, or does that music tell me something? I think I hear voices. We'll be right back right after this. We've got an exciting match, and we're going to pick up with a tiebreaker when next we meet. We have a couple of seconds. We've had some mail. I do want to mention something to you. We talk about the shuffling and cutting the cards. The cards are cut and shuffled with all kinds of the big wigs from NBC Standards and Practices, making sure, and then the cards are sealed, and they're not opened until we go on the air, so it is impossible for anyone to know how the cards are going to fall on Card Shark. So join us next time, won't you? That's the way we do it. We keep it honest. I hope you keep enjoying Card Shark. See you next time. Bye-bye.